Hey guys, so today's video is going to be what it was like working over in the UK, or what it is like. I actually had a lot of questions when I posted this on TikTok about it, so I thought I would come on here and kind of discuss it and what it was like to work in the UK. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. So at 16 years old, me and my sister got our first job, and our first job was working as a bagger at our local grocery store. If a lot of you guys don't know, we are military, so we did work on a military base at a grocery store called the Commissary, which is just an Americanized grocery store overseas, and they just have a lot of Americanized stuff that we're used to as Americans. And a lot of the questions that we got were like, 4 hours a week is not called a job. To me, it was considered a job because it was my first job. Me and my sister made pretty decent money at it. We made probably almost $200 a week, and then when we split it, we made like $100. But I mean, we weren't really looking for anything like too much, just because we knew that we were gonna move. At the end, towards like my last or second year, I did decide to pick up a different job just because I did want a little bit more money. So my second job was working at the base's bowling alley. So I was pretty much a cook. Can you believe that? Because I can't. I cannot believe that I even signed up for the cook's position. But I did sign up for the cook's position. I worked like the deep fryers, and I worked pretty much anything that was in the kitchen. We got stationed at smaller like military bases, so the people there was not as like bad because there wasn't a lot of people, and they closed. I think the kitchen closed at like 6, but the bowling alley closed at like 8. So I got pretty much off before dinner time, and I really went like right after school, so it was like 3 hours. And the first job me and my sister did, we only worked on Fridays, and I worked this job Monday through Thursday so I could have like a little bit more extra money, and then told them I couldn't work on Fridays so I could still work my other job. So if you guys are not familiar with what a bagger is, a bagger pretty much just bags people's groceries that, you know, that come through, and you put it all together, and you get this lecture of like where to put the eggs and the bread and stuff like that. Okay, so y'all probably think in now day and age, $200 is nothing. To me and my sister, it was, because it was our first job, and we wanted to make money. We wanted to be able to have our own responsibilities, have phones, and do all this. So yeah, me and my sister worked literally 4 hours a week and got paid $200 within that week. So we did get paid weekly. I get paid every 2 weeks. So that's kind of the one thing I do miss about this job, is that there I got paid weekly, and here I get paid every 2 weeks, so I have to wait every 2 weeks to get a paycheck. I think me and my sister had that job starting at like 15 all the way up till 18, and it's so funny because a lot of people that I talked to in the UK, like that I went to high school with, wanted to apply for that job that we were working for at the commissary. Like, everyone was amazed at how much money we made, and on a good day we would come home with almost $200 a piece a week. Because we also had another commissary, but it was on the different base, and it was actually the base that we lived at, but I didn't work there because we used to live off base before we lived on base. So we had that job when we first got to the UK, so we just stayed there. And the commissary at the other base went on a $2 cycle. So every time you got tipped $2, you sat down, and it just kept going around in a circle. Well, me and my sister never had to sit down. It was just me and her on Fridays, and we had a set schedule, and we would just work the 4 hours that we would work, and the tips would be ours. So a lot of people wanted to quit that commissary and come over to the other commissary that we were working at. Sometimes it wouldn't only be just 1 day a week. Also, there was other people that worked there, so obviously if they needed like a shift cover, me and my sister would cover it. The weekends is where it's at, because that's where everybody comes shopping. Literally on Saturdays we would come home banking, literally banking, and it was like my favorite job. It was so easy. We were really close to all the cashiers. They knew all about our life, and it just felt so good knowing that you could be in an environment and enjoy working, and then be friends with the people that you work with. Me and my sister probably legit cried when we had to quit that job, because it was just something we grew up on, and it's something that we were used to. I definitely did grow some experiences and some friendships at the bowling alley, but I definitely did like bagging more, but I wanted to make a little bit of extra money. I was single at the time, you know, I just wanted to keep myself busy, so I did pick up a different job and 2 jobs, and it works out. And it was really easy. I didn't have like crazy hours or anything, but I know a lot of people were saying that like 4 hours isn't a job, 4 hours isn't this. To us it was at the time. Now I work way more than 4 hours, but we were actually making pretty good money in the 4 hours. We were making almost $20 an hour, and I don't even make that now where I work. So to go from a short $20 to where I work now is a big difference. But I wanted to come on here and like make a quick little video because I know a lot of people were asking about it, and like 4 hours isn't a lot, but to us it was. We made pretty good money, like we were okay with it. So yeah, if you have not seen that video, I would go and check. I will link that video down below so you guys kind of know like a better understanding of what video I'm talking about. The thing that I liked more about my second job was because I could finally get a debit card. I don't think I got a debit card until I was like 17, maybe even 18, because we had ATM cards when we lived there. It was basically just your card that you stuck in, and if you want to get money out, you were not allowed to swipe it at like any of the stores. You could only put money in and you could only take money out. You couldn't swipe it. So like if I was going somewhere, I would have to plan and take money out, but it was a way for me to save money. So I did kind of like that, because back then I probably would have just swiped it everywhere I went. It did, you know, save me a lot of money. But I was excited at like 18. I grew up and finally got myself a debit card because the bowling alley I had to work for had to do direct deposit. So that was probably like what I was most excited for when I worked that second job. But I don't know if I liked it as much as I did the commissary. I don't know if I would ever tell myself, like now getting myself through school, if I would ever go back and work for a bowling alley. It's not that it was like bad or anything, but it definitely just, I personally didn't like it. The environment was okay. It was easy. I was a cook. It was whatever. It was just, sometimes people can be rude. But I did get free food from it, so that was an upside. But yeah, definitely not like working at the commissary. Two different environments. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I kind of just wanted to sum things up and, you know, go over my experience of like working in the UK. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, give this video a thumbs up and a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!